All right. Yo! I wish this was real. Hey everyone, this is Jesse from the Janjo Zone. Spell Ruler came out in September of 2002 and introduced a slew of new powerful spell cards, quick play spell cards, ritual monsters, and toon monsters. So in this series, we're going to take a look and open a box of the Spell Ruler / Magic Ruler and see what awesome cards for the meta we can pull and if we can get anything value. Let's just test our luck. And before we get started, consider subscribing and liking the video so I know that you want to see more content like this one. And it would really help me out if you want to check out my Patreon, in which you can request a video monthly, as well as check out my merch for a lot of awesome, sick merch. I got all the links down below. So let's start with pack number 1. Now, Magic Ruler is a very crazy set. There's a lot of cards I want to pull from this, mainly a lot of the powerful spell cards like Confiscation, Yugioh. I would like to see maybe a secret rare Blue Eyes Toon. Wait. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, because that helps me upload more videos and know that you like content like this. So there's definitely a lot of cards I want to see, so let's get started here with pack number 1. And alright, we got a super rare and we got a rare. We got some actually not that bad cards. Eat Gaboon. I remember being interested in this for the older format. If your opponent's a monster 500 points or less, it's destroyed. This could be good for like flip summon stuff. Psychic Kappa was actually used with Totally Awesome when people couldn't really get their hands on Slime Toad or Frog the Jam. Fair Servant, I remember enjoying this card in the past. I think your opponent has to like discard a card, something like that. You also send one card top of the deck to the yard, declare an attack. Okay, so I'm sure I just mumbled that, but you know, yeah, it's not bad. It's like a different kind of chain energy if you want to keep dumping cards. Fairy's Hand Mirror is another good card. I believe this negates cards, spell cards. And when it targets one, all right, so it switches a target. Guardian Throne, I actually saw this recently in a Goat Guardian kind of deck. Giant Rat, that's a pretty good one. Actually searches out Earth-type monsters when it's thrown at battle to the field. Great floater. We actually get a lot of these in this set with cards like Giant Rat, UFO Turtle, Shining Angel. A lot of great cards that do that. Messenger of Peace is good for more of stall-y decks. Nothing like too crazy. It's definitely a lot of Theory cards. I guess the best one is definitely Giant Rat here. Definitely use that for Earth decks. For a rare first edition pack. Okay, so nothing too valuable. We did get a Senju, actually the OCG art. This is not quite Manju, but still great for ritual cards, as we still see here with Performance of Sword. It's another Psychic Kappa. Molten Destruction is kind of cool because this set also introduced upgraded field spell cards. So instead of cards like Sogen and Umi, we get cards like Molten Destruction and Gaia Power that will increase certain attributes of monsters by 500 points. And that's actually a lot. Performance Sword, pretty awful card. Electric Snake is actually a fun tech card against a lot of hand control stuff. So when it's discarded from your hand to the graveyard by affected by your opponent, you actually get to draw 2 cards. So if your opponent ends up sniping out with a Delinquent Duo, it's a pot of greed for you. That's pretty cool. It's Magical Labyrinth. The Senju is definitely like the big card here. Nothing crazy value. I mean, it is a rare, but we've seen some of the older sets in Metal Raiders and Blue Eyes that some of these first editions can really rack up cost quite a lot. All right, pack number 3. All right, another Giant Rat. Crab Turtle. Very silly card. I like to make a deck out of Crab Turtle one of these days, and Hungry Burger if we actually get to that. 2 cards of interest here. Those Upstart Goblin, which is a $3 card. This pay 1,000, you get to draw a card. It's like a Pot of Greed Light, and it's actually a really good card to thin your deck out. That's pretty cool. Darkness Approaches is actually a very bizarre card. You discard 2 cards from your hand, select a monster, and this is actually the errata, but I don't believe it's even been printed like this. Initially, it was just face down, but it never set defense position, so create this really unique situation that had its own ruling for it before it was errata to not be completely ridiculous. Man, Crap Turtle needs support. Like, it's one of the most memey of the ritual monsters, along with Hungry Burger. I hope we could pick up a Hungry Burger at least. All right. Oh shit. Yeah. Super rare. Let's go. Super rare Toon World. Yeah. I actually think I own one of these. Now I think about it. I don't think it's first edition. Actually, I'm not even sure what edition it is. But that's cool. Another rare. I always like Heroes on Ryu. It's nothing special about it, but it's just a cool looking dragon. It's made of crystal or diamond. I believe it's diamond, it says in its flavor text. House of Adhesive Tape. I think this is like Eat Gaboon. Yeah, but with defense points, so not, you know, it's its own thing. A Labyrinth Wall. I actually just finished reading this in the manga. I'm currently reading through the manga currently. Commencement Dance ritual card for Performance of Swords. So we have both of those. What did Flash Assailant do? We actually have a 3rd copy of Psychic Kappa now, so that's not bad. Okay, that's it's like a reverse Blade Knight, kinda crappy. But you know, I guess it has its use, I suppose. All right. Well, we got the hamburger recipe at least. Mystic Tomato. This one is a really good one because it floats into a dark attribute monster, which is more usable than Giant Rat because we can actually use this for chaos monsters because there's just more light and dark support all around. A Tail of Fickle, I've always been kind of interested in. You switch an equipped card to a monster, that's another correct target. So it's kind of interesting. There's things you could do with this, in theory. I haven't messed around too much around it in the old school formats, but I do think there is tech to be had with that. Nothing really too much in that pack. The biggest thing definitely so far was that $30 Toon World. There's like Gaia Powers mentioning earlier. Another Mystic Tomato. It's more the better. We actually got Wall Shadow, so now we have the whole combo with Labyrinth Wall, Wall Shadow, and Magical Labyrinth. Essentially, you're just getting rid of Labyrinth Wall for a Wall Shadow. I really don't know why Labyrinth Wall wasn't a field spell card. Really should have been, but I guess I don't know. I guess they wanted some sort of fusion with Wall Shadow, even though it's not even a fusion monster in the TCG, but it is in the manga, and it doesn't make any sense. They should have gave Wall Shadow at least a better effect. High-Tide Gyojin actually saw some play in speed duels in some of the earlier water decks, because he had the high attack comparatively at that time. Yeah, man, Labyrinth Wall needs support. I should do a video on Labyrinth Wall support one of these days. Alright. Number 7. Alright, here's our first Toon monster. Actually, the only manga Toon monster. Is actually the first kind of archetype, even though they're kind of more considered a type of monster. It's a weird mix of archetype and monster types, like spirits, but you know, it's weird. We have Mystic Plasma Zone, another 500 attack for dark monsters. But we do have Toon World, so I guess we could play a manga Ryuran. Curse of Fiend is another really weird one. Actually, the other one of the weirdest cards in old school, alongside Darkness Approaches, where you can only activate this card during your standby phase, which normally you can't do that for normal spell cards, but because this card says you can, it's the only time you can do that, and that's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. A peacock, like it's just a peacock, nothing special. It's just a peacock. Interesting. All right, that's a silly card. Ooh, okay, we got a rare Rush Recklessly. This card is actually pretty good, I think. Actually, the opposite right here. Reliable Guard increases defense by 700, but Rush Recklessly increases attack by 700, and it's really cool because it can bait out opponents' back row destruction. It's a card that you don't expect going to the damage step to give that really high 700 attack increase. And it's 200 more than reinforcements, and it's a really surprising card that you can throw in first turn. You don't need to set it or anything to use it. It's actually a really cool tech. I actually really like Rush Recklessly. Luminous Spark, another 500 boost. I think we actually almost got all of them. I think the only one we need left is Umiruka. But yeah, it was actually a $1 card. It's kind of $1.25. I think this might be the third Gravekeeper Servant we have, which actually is not a Gravekeeper's card. So, yeah. See, at least we got like a zebra and sheep, but the last peacock wasn't even anything special. Hey, yeah, we got Hungry Burger, so now we can summon Hungry Burger, and on top of that, we got some other interesting cards in this set too. Now, Hungry Burger is, again, not a great card. For whatever reason, it's a warrior card, not like a fiend. So you can actually search it with Reinforcement of the Army. It's another card I should make a deck around because it's stupid. Like Crab Turtle. I really wish we got more burger kind of support with this, because we get some food cards now and again. We got like, was it Mild Turkey was one of them. It was like Potato and Chip, I think was one in the OCG. We got actually that's a $243 card, man. Like, no, 331. What is with these Gravekeeper Servants? A Shiny Angel, like Giant Rat, will get us a light monster. I don't think we've seen UFO Turtle yet. I think, and no, there's also Mother Grizzly. So there's at least 2 that we haven't seen. I don't know if Flying Kamakiri #1's in this set. I think it is. But we have some other interesting cards. Eternal Rest destroys all monsters with they're equipped with equipped spell cards. So if you're going against like a Maha Vilo deck, this would be one you want to side out against. If you ever play a Magic Ruler format, which, you know, I feel like I've sort of started. Spear Crit is actually a really neat card. Once after being flipped and sent to the graveyard, both players can summon a monster from the graveyard. So you can also summon face-down defense position, so you can use this with flip monsters, as well as you can actually sort of set up your graveyard with other cards, like a, I don't know, Painful Choice, to get out powerful cards. But it's very situational, which is why most people don't play, because your opponent can get a monster back, so you kind of have to play around that a bit. But I think its general ability is pretty neat. Alright, let's keep going. We're getting a lot of first edition packs. Actually, whoa, Relinquish, holy crap, ultra rare, $66. That definitely means we're over the $100 mark by this set, and that's really awesome. And here's that UFO Turtle, which I actually remember having back in the school days, but I never had any fire monsters to use it with. It's actually pretty good with Molten Destruction. It's 1900 attack. You know, don't sleep on fire decks for this format. Our Relinquish is very crazy because it absorbs a monster, and if your opponent attacks it, your opponent takes the damage. And it's a classic monster. It's very powerful. We haven't seen the ritual card for it, because you do need a ritual card for any of the ritual monsters, which I'm sure you'll probably know by now. We got another Pegasus card. Weather Report, I always think this card is really interesting. I think it definitely has some use. I could have sworn it was in Metal Raiders, but I guess I was wrong. As a flip effect, destroys your opponent's swords revealing the light on the field. So if your opponent is playing swords revealing the light, you can sight this out. And then if you destroy it, you can form your battle phase twice. So you kind of have to wait till it's your turn to use it. And you can actually get a lot of advantage in terms of destroying a card and getting a ton of damage potentially. So, you know, 1500 defense also isn't that bad. So, Weather Report is also a normal version of this card that exists in the OCG. Yeah, Relinquish, that's a crazy pull though. That's a nice one. Alright. Another UFO Turtle, so nothing too interesting. God, what a Final Destiny. I think Toll I've seen like once or twice. Discard 5 cards from your hands for all cards on the field. It's interesting in theory if you really break hard. I guess you could use it to nuke everything. Yeah, this is definitely a card for burn decks. 500 points to attack. Ugh, no thank you. Yeah. No, that. Yeah, I like to see someone actually try Found Destiny. It's interesting. Yo, okay, cool. Toon Summon Skull, another really fun toon monster. I really like this one because it's only a 1 tribute for 2500 attack. So definitely, I do have a toon deck from the Magic Ruler era, and I do play 2 of these in my toon deck. I don't have a Toon Mermaid, got a Red Archery Girl, but I believe my ratios was 3 Toon Mermaids, 2 Skull, and 1 Blue Eyes. I don't think I played Manga Ryu-Ran. A Bandit Keith card, a Penguin card that no one uses. We see this card a bunch. I think it decreases defense by 500. Yeah, okay. It's a reverse Castle Walls. Let me check out Amiibo. Quick. Also, this is a $10 card. Ugh, oh my god. Man, we really need like higher rarity reprints of a lot of the toon monsters. I feel like we don't get those enough, especially Blue Eyes, because it's been too long since we got like a secret rare or like a super rare kind of one. So actually, when this shifts control, inflict 2,000 damage to your opponent's life points. So you can actually use this for a burn deck with creature swap, and your opponent just gets this really weak monster. And 2,000, that's a lot of damage. It's like, that's kind of crazy, actually, if you think about it. And no one ever talks about Amiibo. Like, even back in the day, I thought it was kind of crazy, even though I had no idea how to use this effect because I didn't have creature swap, because it's not even out by this point. Hey, okay, well, there's Umiruka, so we can use that for water monsters. And of course, Sanctuary increases defense by 500. So you can use this with a Labyrinth Wall and a Ryu-Ran and a Sayai Ryu. You can actually create some sort of fun defensive stalled dragon deck if you really wanted. You can use Flute Summoning Dragon, get these cards out, and boost its defense and make your opponent kind of figure out ways and use burn strategies. What does Minar do? This seems familiar. When it's sent from your hand to the graveyard by 1,000 points. Okay, so it's kind of like Electric Snake, but it deals 1,000 burn damage. It's not too bad. I wish it was more like Amoeba and your opponent took 2,000 damage. I think then it would definitely see more play if it just was that 1,000 more. But if you really want to play some sort of solid burn deck, it's not the worst card to have in there, but even still, I'd rather play Electric Snake to at least get more cards to use, all in all. Alright, another Upstart God. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen more of these. It's a common, but it's a $2 common. Chain Energy, 500 to summon a monster. The Fire Dragon is kind of neat. It's a Aqua Fire, so you can use this in like a fire deck with 2,100 attack with Molten Destruction. So, all right. Okay, we still haven't seen Mother Grizzly yet. Malevolent Nuzzler. I remember this card increases attack by 700. I remember because my brother was in a tournament one time, way back in the day. This must have been, I don't know, 2002 or 3. And I remember the person he fought against, the match that I saw, this dude had like a ton of these cards. I feel like it was more than 3. Like, it couldn't have been legal. I don't think. But I definitely remember this card for that, because this guy just like kept using this. Maybe he just kept using its effect. I don't know, but I just remember just seeing a ton of that card. Which I believe Maha Vile is in this set too, and that would be a crazy pull. With all the equipped cards. I'm pretty sure he's in this set. I don't think he's in Pharaoh's Servant. I could be wrong. Horn of Light increases defense by 800 points. That's actually a lot, 800. Oof. Like with this, with Course of Sanctuary, it's 1,300 defense. You could definitely use this for some sort of stall deck. I never even thought about using that card. But it's funny that they had Course of Sanctuary and then this card, because this card is essentially useless. Actually, this isn't even a continuous card. Like Eat Gaboon. Man, that's even worse. Jeez. Alright. We haven't got like a ton. Like, we definitely hit that over $100 mark, but we haven't had like a ton of expensive cards. We had like a couple really pricey ones. You know, we got the Relinquished. We got the like the Toon World The Summon Skull was the other one. Yeah, just kind of Crab Turtle and Hungry Burger in the same pack. This is the pack of legends. I remember getting Crab Turtle. I think in my first Spell Ruler pack. I remember getting at the mall, and it was at a it was a KB Toys, I believe. And I remember pulling Crab Turtle. I remember being stricken by that blue card color. I'm like, oh, that's really kind of neat. So I do have a soft spot for a lot of the early vanilla ritual monsters because they all suck. They all do. But there's something about the way they look I really like. I wish there was a card that can get these out kind of easier, just like the very non-effect ones, a lot of the crappy ones. I think that would be a really fun deck. Ooh, Giant Trune, super rare $4 card. This one I'm really excited for. This one returns all spells and traps to the hand, which is really good, depending on the format. Some formats is actually not that good. They did make a neutered version called Hey Trune, which has seen some play once in a blue moon, but Giant Trune, it's still pretty good. It's still a pretty good pull, especially a $4 card. Like, it seems like cards in this set is either really low or really high. I mean, we haven't seen stuff like Delinquent Duo yet, or Forceful Sentry, and the like really hand control cards. Because we're definitely seeing a lot of the same cards, and it's not looking too good. Rush Recklessly again, I like it. I like my fire deck. I think Electric Snake is a fun little gimmicky thing. Yeah, okay, we got a Sonic Bird. Sonic Bird, similar to our Senju we pulled earlier. We'll get I believe this gets the Equip Spell. Yeah, Equip Spell while Senju gets the monster. So, you know, we could sort of build a fun little deck going on. What does Griggle do? When you control this face of card shifts your opponent, increases your life. Okay, so it's like a reverse Amoeba where you gain 3,000. That's still a lot of points, especially with Creature Swap, because then you're giving your opponent just this crappy monster and you gain a lot. So it's definitely the stall version. It definitely seems to be a balance between stall defensive decks and aggressive aggro decks in this, and a little in between gimmicky stuff. Last couple of packs. Yo, another Relinquish, not first ed, so it's unlimited. So it's only a $750 card about, so it's still good. It's still a good pull, but I don't think we've even seen a Black Illusion Ritual yet. I feel like people have used these two cards though. We've seen a Ceremonial Bell keep their hands refilled. Okay, that's, yeah, never mind. Kododama, if there are face-up monsters the same name on the field, destroy those monsters. That's interesting. So, like, if you have more, if just on the field entirely, if there's multiple monsters, you can destroy all those monsters. So if your opponent has two of the same monsters, you can destroy those. But if you have one on your own, destroy that too. So it's not super good. Maybe if you have like a Sangan or something. So it's interesting. I don't think it's good, but I think it's interesting. Alright. Yo! I wish this was real. Oh my god, that secret rare. God, I've always wanted a secret rare Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. I love the art for Toon, but I've only ever get like the common cards, and all the reprints are still pretty expensive, or just rare. I think was the last one we got. Man, ooh. Almost $80 for that one. Like, I think with everything that, even just like the sheer number of cards you've been adding up, we might be over the $200 range, which is crazy. Like, this is the craziest pull so far. Like, a secret rare, oh my god. Like, in a box, we got this and the first Ed Relinquished. And also, we get Hamburger Recipe and Hungry Burger in the same set. Oh my god, you're killing me. Oh, and Numa Manga is pretty good too for a floater card. But, man, we're getting down to crunch time. Like, man, I didn't think we'd see that. Can we get a Delinquent Duo? Not in this set. Actually, E-Cabin isn't a continuous spell. I don't know why I thought these cards were continuous, or continuous trap cards. Interesting. Were they like at one point? I don't know. I always like Reran, just like the dragon and the egg. I think is kind of a cool concept. Alright, last set. Alright. This is gonna be a big boy one. Alright, let's crack this egg open, and... Okay, nothing that great. No two mermaids. We did get another Shining Angel and like a million other Hungry Burgers. Another Sonic Bird's not too bad. Yeah, we definitely got some big cards here. Just going off like the most useful ones. Some Upstart Goblins. Toon World is a big one for our value. Sentry's not too bad. Some of the Searcher cards like Misk Tomato. Just looking down on our list here. Oh, Relinquish was another huge one. A Toon Summon Skull, another Upstart Goblin. A lot of ritual. I think we got all the ritual cards actually. I think there's only 4 or 5 in the set. There's a Crab Turtle, Performance of Sword, Hungry Burger, and Relinquished. I think there's the only 4. I don't know why they decided to introduce rituals and only have one with an effect. That was a very bad decision. Another Relinquished, and that Blue Eyes Secret Rare. I wish this was real, man. I wish I had boxes of these, but like they're crazy expensive. So I'm probably never actually gonna own any box of these to do any pack openings, which I would love to do. If anyone can hook me up on that, you know where to find me, man. Yeah, like it's a really cool set. We didn't get like a ton of great cards, but it definitely changed a lot in terms of introducing new cards for rituals and tunes and quick play. While we didn't get anything too fantastic, I think just it definitely stands out as its own aesthetic, I suppose, in terms of introducing a lot of cards, you know, like floaters and other kind of gimmicky cards. But there definitely was a good balance of the kinds of cards it had. Not necessarily a balance of good and bad cards, but I'm not going to complain. We did get a lot of value from this set for sure, more so than maybe all the other ones. Maybe not Blue Eyes, I'm not entirely sure, but let me know what your favorite card is in Spell Ruler, and if you have any memories about the set, let me know down below, or on Twitter at the Janjo Zone, or in my Discord at the Launch Base. And of course, until then, have a wonderful day.